Artificial intelligence. It's a hot conversation. It's a very popular conversation being had by many. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a certain level of unpredictability as to where it may go into the future. But I think misaligned artificial intelligence is one of the biggest threats to humanity if we don't rein it in and control it. And it gets to the point to where it spirals out of control and it becomes irreversible. Now, artificial intelligence may be coming for your job or my job. And what I mean by that is there are certain jobs and careers that are more susceptible to being taken over by artificial intelligence, like computer programming, encoding. Artificial intelligence, to a certain extent, is already able to do some of these jobs. Not as well as some of the top computer programmers and top coders, but to a pretty respectable level. Now, where is that going to be in 5 or 10 years? It's only going to get better. Now, Andrew Yang brought up a really good point. He brought up the idea of universal basic income, or UBI. I'm not sure if it would work or not, but I think the idea should at least be considered. Now, Andrew Yang wasn't the first to support universal basic income. Thomas Paine also supported it, but he referred to it as the freedom dividend. Now, Martin Luther King also supported and fought for the freedom dividend in his book titled Chaos or Community, which was released in 1967. And he fought vigorously and tirelessly for the freedom dividend until the day that he was tragically assassinated in 1968. Max Friedman and 1,000 other economists signed a study saying that the freedom dividend would be tremendous and it would benefit Americans across the board. And lastly, the freedom dividend actually passed through the House twice in 1971. So, in actuality, it isn't as far fetched as many people would think. It actually came close to becoming law. Now, there is already one US state that exercises the freedom dividend, and they've been doing it for the last 40 years. Can you guess that state? That state is Alaska, and the way that they fund their freedom dividend is with oil money. So, what I'm saying to you is technology is the oil of the 21st century. So, what oil does for the citizens of Alaska, technology money can do for all Americans as far as this universal basic income and how we can fund it. Now, the way universal basic income would work is this: everybody would get $1,000 per month, no questions asked. Now, you may be sitting there asking the question, how is this going to work and who's going to pay for it? I have a simple answer for you. We're going to take a look at all the companies that are winning: the Amazons, the Googles, the Apples, all these drive services like Uber and Lyft. They're making obscene amounts of money and very healthy profits. But did you know that the majority of these companies pay little to nothing when it comes to federal taxes? And in some cases, they pay less than you or I do. Now, most people will look at that and they will say that is absolutely ridiculous. And I would agree with you on that one. Now, we would have something called a value add tax. So, what that means is you and I would get a piece of the pie. The profits that these companies make, we would get a small portion of that, and it would help pay for universal basic income, and it would help spread out the wealth. Now, looking into the future, we will have a very big problem on our hands. Did you know that about 44% of jobs will be lost to automation in the next 20 to 30 years? Not just blue collar jobs, but white collar jobs. So even if you have a college degree and you think you're implanted in a great career, it doesn't mean that it can't be outsourced by automation and artificial intelligence. And so you're going to have a lot of individuals out there that will be out of work, that will need to reinvent themselves and find another career and stream of income. So this is basically why I think universal basic income will be important looking into the future. It will help people stay afloat. It will help people pay their bills until they get back on their feet. It will give people more flexibility to pursue their dreams, to pursue other careers. And I think that will create a more healthy America. The thing that worries me a little bit about artificial intelligence is it is humans creating it after all. And there is some nefarious characters out there and a lot of not so good people behind the scenes. So, what if AI develops a conscience? Now, as we get deeper into the weeds of things and artificial intelligence becomes more sophisticated, I mean, look at ChatGPT, right? Every time a new version comes out, it's leaps and bounds better than the last version. It's like night and day. But the thing that makes me pause with artificial intelligence is it is human beings behind the scenes creating the artificial intelligence. And people aren't perfect. People can be messy, people can be nefarious, people can be evil. And so when you have actual human beings creating the artificial intelligence, what are they putting into the machine? I mean, it's already getting a little crazy. I mean, I'll be online and I'll see certain videos, and I don't know if they're real or if they've been created by artificial intelligence. It's like, where's the line? We already have cases where someone's likeness, like a Joe Rogan, is taken and artificial intelligence is used to make a video with them in it. And you'll have Joe Rogan videos out there saying things that he never actually said. And he's even talked about this. And it creates a very dangerous and unsettling situation for some people, especially people that have a big social media presence. Now, I think there's a problem that lies with our laws because with artificial intelligence, it's going to create the need for us to have new laws put in place. And I don't think we can possibly create new laws fast enough to keep up with the advancement of technology. And new laws are going to be important to be created to protect people from nefarious actors that want to use artificial intelligence to do harm. And if you don't think that's going to happen, I think you may be sadly mistaken. One thing I want to talk about briefly is Neuralink. It's being tested on some people already, some older people with health conditions that qualify for the Neuralink. And so it may take someone that has an arm that they can no longer use, and basically they could operate a computer with thoughts. And I think that would be pretty damn cool. Now, can you imagine if we advance to the point to where they can take our personality and our being and store it into a cloud? So when our body wears down and we get arthritis and we have heart issues or we have a liver problem and our bodies are deemed useless, we could back up who we are onto a cloud and then put it into a robot body. What do you think about that? We could essentially live forever. So feel free to comment down below. Give me your opinion on artificial intelligence, and maybe we can even have a conversation. Until the next video, peace out.